Well, Ruby, what is you doing?
Hey, wait, sorry, what are we supposed sorry.
You
What are
know
we all
what?
supposed to
Fuck
be
it. This
doing?
is all gonna be part of it because what we want everybody to motherfucking do is smoke weed and watch Motherhood Sex
Sex
Marijuana.
marijuana. Because
Yes.
we always in the building.
We always in the motherfucking building. Season 7, legendary trends. We gonna be coming with some new shit and be in the building for all of it every Sunday on time. Cool.
I know I'm coming. They know I'm coming. I know they gonna be there. And they know I'm gonna do the best job I can possibly. 60.
Marijuana. Because
Yes.
we always in the building.
We in the building. What's good, people? Yes, indeed. This is our 23rd episode of season 7. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for Ruby and our guest to get here, and I am rolling my, smoke and chit chat once. Now, this is the part where, I remind you that I might have to remind people that know where they supposed to be at, that, they should be here already. But it's okay, you know what I'm saying? It's all right. You get to chit chat with me and, and watch me do whatever I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? While we wait for the people that to show up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building, Kai Storm in the building. You know who the fuck you looking at and who you talking to and who talking to you. But official introduction for for the people that were just I reach and don't know where I go on and have certain questions. Have questions and things. You know what I'm saying? Now, by the time this episode drops on YouTube, I most certainly assume that we will have done, shot or recorded video at our sexual wellness and flowers event, sexual wellness and weed event. You know what I mean? And then, and you get to see the footage and see that, we had a great time, and you might want to, you might be in the business of, sponsoring a show and or sponsoring a trip to one of your cities to have Motherhood Sex Marijuana host a live show in your city. And best believe, child, when I tell you we welcome that shit. I'm trying to tell you right now, we welcome that fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the next goal to conquer. Cause the sexual wellness and flowers event, that alone is a goal. That we already that by the time this drops on YouTube, it'll be already conquered. And you will get to see what a good time it was, for those that don't join us. But yes, it does seem like it is time. You happen to have the link handy. Okay, so Rue don't have the link handy. So let me send her the link real quick. Hold on, hold on. Now remember, some Miss Best I get all and things. So certain, so I say, I get blind on things. I get blind. So sometimes I have to type things over and over. Let's see. Copy. Let's just hit copy. Copy the clipboard. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to send it to Rue. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to look for our guest. I'm going to go ahead and hit him up. Oh, yeah, she hit me twice. She hit me twice with the link. Okay. She hit me twice with the ask of the link. All right, so let's see. Who is our guest again? Oh Lord, the clouds are clouding. There you go. Okay. It's see, it's time to record. Join us ASAP. Link. Okay. I'm still the only one here. And yes, that you see me. You know what? My glasses sit on right here, so next to the Toronto. My glasses, yes. Link above. Let me just paste it again. Here it is again. Oh, Lord, he got a voice note.
Ready to have somebody help me click into the Zoom. It's not accepting on my phone, so I will be there ASAP.
Oh, it needs some help. It needs some help.
I am getting ready to have somebody help me click into the Zoom. It's not accepting on my phone, so I will be there ASAP.
All right, so, everybody leave. It's all right then. All right. Okay, cool. Everybody leave. People now going to join in a few. Just got back to the crib. Okay, so I reached from somewhere out that street. Out that street. No, I reached from somewhere out that street. So she had reached, and you know what? What's really funny that I just got here myself out that street. No, let me tell you, cause I literally was doing laundry. And when I started laundry, I said, "Oh shit, that's right. We recording today because we usually don't record on Saturdays. Yes, it's a Saturday, but by the time you see it, it'll be a Sunday. Never mind. Just follow me to the story. Follow me to the story. So yes, so we recording on Saturday. We recording another episode tomorrow, and I think we got one more episode to record to end season 7. And of course, I am doing shit I forgot, and I just literally ran to my house with the shopping cart because I'm coming from laundry, and I clicked in and done rolled 2 L's and still made it on time. No, I'm not trying to criticize. No, this is not me criticizing. No. But I check it. No. Car people could have there. I listen. Where may I have to say? And I call it say. Yeah, criticize a little bit, say you're going to stush a little bit. No, I'm not true that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I made it on time. I made it on time. And everybody else not on time. No. Anyway, so let's talk hot topics because you know what I'm saying. I don't want y'all to just be watching me because you see how low my eyes are, right? Okay, so this is a good time for me to chit chat and chat on things. You know what I'm saying? Because I still, it's laziness. It's laziness when I figure out or to chop certain parts of that things. It's laziness. Because we can, and I like some of them, I like some of them. I mean, I understand things. Me understand things more than anything. You know what I said? So, I definitely, I definitely, like, for real, you know what I'm saying? I definitely could, take a few minutes or three to figure out how to cut out certain parts. So therefore you wouldn't have to be subject to seeing certain parts that ain't got nothing to do with you. Or the podcast. It's just me, you know, trying to stretch out the show. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in time, first of all, let me tell you something. I was tight that when Microsoft in the first place went to this fucking, it went made me go to this clip champ shit because real talk, nah, the shit they had before, I could I could just, I could go chop chop, get out of here, chop chop, get out of here. You feel me? This I gotta figure it out, and I ain't really feeling like figuring it out. So yeah, for subject, but yeah, Ruby in the building. So you know what I'm saying, we still waiting for our guest to come through. But Ruby in the building. Let's let her in. Let's let her in and chat. Let's let her in and chat. Yeah, man.
What up, Queen?
What's going on, Queen? How you doing?
I'm feeling right. I'm feeling like getting freaky tonight.
Lord. Lord, you just can't wait to show up in New York. Even though, like, of course, this episode is going to show up on YouTube after New York, but if the people, we have a right to, to talk about the type of excitement that's going to be built up based on the trip alone. Like, we doing something real big, something that we manifested from the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? Never mind the fact that you need some cobwebs knocked the fuck out and cleared out, just on your end. But the fact that, you know what I'm saying, we gonna be in New York again. And it's like we got a little we come to New York during the summertime, we do some shit, but this time around we got a whole party going on, you know what I mean? And
we got a whole party.
And it's like it's another level. We on another level right now. Like and I'm really loving it. Indeed. How you feeling?
Oh my gosh, I feel incredible. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm really like starting to love the skin I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm really starting to get why, I'm so amazing to myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay, when we started off this podcast 4 years ago, and I say we because you and I started this shit 4 years ago. So when it started, I don't think I loved myself for real. I think I was thinking that it was a good idea. I think I wanted to, but I think that my life was set up in a way where I couldn't possibly love myself as much as I think I had the capacity to. I was also in a relationship that, it had me second guessing myself. It had me second guessing even my attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. That's not good when you have to wonder if a motherfucker you're with is even attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Or if there's
exactly.
And so having been through that, I just feel like it's a blessing for real because I'm still young enough to enjoy the fruits of my labor instead of feeling all shriveled up inside. You know what I'm saying? Like there ain't no hope for a bitch. You know what I mean? There's definitely hope for a bitch.
Girl, let me tell you, like our last guest said, that there are people in the world that that definitely have accomplished their goals at 40, 50, 60. It don't matter how old you are and what your goals are, as long as you going for it, it's going to happen for you. You know what I mean? So, and yes, me and you really are the ones that started this podcast, because me and you was the main ones that was like, nah, it's gonna be like this, and we gonna do it like this, and whoever don't like it gonna have to join the list of the blocked and deleted. Like it's It's nothing. It's nothing. Like, go ahead. We know what we doing. We know what kind of community we building, and we know that, just based on how we handle ourselves, people will come to us. People will, want to be part of the podcast, and you know what I mean, and want to see us flourish and grow, and that's our success. Period. Like,
And that's what's
period.
happening.
And
For
that's
sure.
exactly what's happening, for sure. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like the opportunities are just coming in, and I'm just like, yes, this is something that we worked for. And so anybody that's sitting around hating on us, it's like, we don't even see you. Like, all we see is what we is the beautiful thing that we developed. Hello, and
Yeah,
you
we ain't ever gonna
just
see
mad on the
that.
sidelines.
Yeah, we ain't ever gonna see the negative perspective about anything because it doesn't serve us. And
Absolutely.
there's too many people too important to us on a personal level. Because you know what? I'm gonna just say this. Sometimes people, especially podcasters or people that, influencers, will come on here and they'll talk a bunch of shit and they'll give a bunch of advice that they don't even take. You know what I'm saying? They give a bunch of they philosophize over that they probably don't even really believe in themselves. And I think one of the beauty, about being a mother is that you tend to know when your kids are bullshitting. So if you know when your kids are bullshitting, you're gonna be able to call out the bullshit in other aspects, right? Oh my goodness, is
that
our
ain't the motherfucking truth.
today?
Yes, our guest is here, but
yes,
bro, that is the motherfucking truth. And what's the real funny is that our children will dead ass look at us in their face and be like, no, this bitch too old for her to be able to figure out that I'm lying to her. No, the fuck out, bitch. Age ain't nothing. I'm looking dead at you and I can see the fakery, bitch. The fuck, I made you, so of course I can see your fakery. Who you talking to? But yes, instead of us going on this, children rant, we gonna go ahead and talk about our guest, who we were glad, we definitely glad you in the building, and we sitting here chit chatting and waiting for you. So yes, Mr. Kingtalk TV was good. You are on Motherhood Sex Man, one of the in the motherfucking building.
Thank you.
In the building. What's up, King?
What's going on, ladies? How y'all feeling?
Oh, we feeling good. Shit, we definitely feeling good.
That's what's up.
Irie. We can't wait to get into this conversation.
Absolutely. Now, first of all, we're going to give you, your 5 minutes to introduce yourself, introduce your brand and what you stand for, because I'm going to keep it real with you. Ruby knows you, but I don't know you. So introduction would definitely help me, guide this conversation. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I'm Kingtalk. I picked the name Kingtalk because I walk it like I talk it. I believe that I'm on some kingly shit. I don't do regular things wanting irregular results. I do things on the level of the results that I want. So I try to make sure that the energy I'm putting out matches my goals and affirmations. I am a person who's comfortable in his own skin. So I'm not easily rattled by the opinions of others on how I should do, what I should do, the way I should do, what I should do. I know the dream that I have was my dream, so I don't care if somebody else can't see it. My job is to
yes.
So I stay in my purpose. I'm very purposeful. I'm very intentional, and I'm honored to be here. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, thank you for that.
We're honored to have
you for that introduction, definitely. So, let's talk about your brand. So, are we? Do we have like a YouTube channel, or are we on Spotify? How we doing? And what do we really talk about on Kingtalk? Like, what are the subjects we usually hit upon?
Okay. My brand, so Mr. Kingtalk TV is where you can find me on Instagram. I typically talk about, let's see, things like how to have financial independence. I try to combat some of the stereotypical things that come up on social media. So the groups of people who might want to speak disparagingly about melanated women, I try to guide the brothers in how to be a better version of themselves so they can attract a better result. I try to change the narrative because I grew up in a time where men took it upon themselves to take responsibilities for anything that they could be responsible for. And I feel like we're now in an era where men would want to share that responsibility with the women that they would like to lead. And if that's the case, then women are leaders too, and you got to change the rest of your rhetoric, right? So I try to get people to be a better version of themselves so they can attract what it is that they really desire. I try to encourage people to live in their truth, live in their purpose, so they can get further down their journey at a quicker pace. Like if you're with all of the fuckery, it's going to take you longer to get to where you're trying to go.
Exactly.
All right.
Indeed.
All right. You
And
guys
then,
have to excuse me. I'm just multitasking for a little bit. My bad.
Oh no.
But I want to give Mr. King.
No, but do what you got to do. It's all good shit. We natural multitaskers as women, anybody anyway. So, and one of the things I definitely like that you said that you guide your fellow brethren, you guide them based on in order to change their perspective, because I definitely believe that motherhood sex marijuana is definitely an entity that is trying to change the perspective on not only marijuana but also women that smoke marijuana, mothers that smoke marijuana, you know what I mean? So we definitely like that concept. Now what are the obstacles that you face when you're talking to certain brothers? Because I could tell you like this: I watch a lot of YouTube, and sometimes I slide the fuck out of some of these men's channels that just want to sit down and talk about just everything that's negative. I mean, yes, you want to talk about that women are the biggest cheaters, or women they trying to steal from you, or trying to get you to take them on dinners, on expensive ass dinners, and all that hot shit. But it's like it's like some of that shit feels like you trying to make it seem like y'all motherfuckers is perfect. Like, let's keep it real. We all in the same game. We all create fuckery amongst ourselves. So what are the obstacles that you encounter when you trying to get people to think better about themselves and how they express their kingship in their own reality?
One of the greatest hardships I find is the amount of time that guys want to spend complaining about women. I believe the conversations should be had, right? Because like you said, we're not perfect, right? There's two remind me, the second half of this is that I believe women should police women and men should police men, right? I don't need to tell you how to be a woman. I don't have a womb. So I'm gonna let women figure out how to do womb shit. And I'm gonna let guys figure out how to do, you know what I'm saying, testosterone based.
I heard that.
Right. So it's hard because the guys because they always want to create this narrative where my rhetoric means we don't discuss what's going on with women. No, my rhetoric means let us spend a greater percentage of our time discussing what we can do as men. Because some of the things that guys complain about, I actually call those warning signs. If a woman doesn't want to fall under your leadership, she's not the woman for you. Just because
Word.
she makes your dick jump doesn't mean that your body should be hers. You understand?
And vice versa, like, you know what I mean, let's be for real. And as you know, as women, as women and being mothers, like one of the, like, yes, when, you know, during the times of, you know, being single and free, you got to think to yourself, like, you can't just jump just because he fine and, you know, he makes you, he makes you wet when he talk. You got to actually remember, check into his, you know, background and see, you know, not only, you know, what he does and like sexually, and, you know, maybe, you know, see if, you know, he's some sort of pedophile, because fuck around, you leave him in the house with your kids and he turns your kids into fucking playmates too. No, the fuck you won't, bitch. You will die in these four walls. But what I'm saying, I'm not talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes both ways.
But yeah, I agree. Like, but I believe that's more of in the place for the women to talk about, right? So like you said, it does go both ways. Women, you know, need to stop worrying about the print in my sweats. You know what I mean? Like, the substance of the human being is what you're going to wind up with. You know what I'm saying? You spend more hours with the essence of a human being than you do with the sexual parts. So you got to, like, look at it that way. You feel me? So I got to get a lot more people to practice.
Amazing.
What do you say?
Oh, my bad. I said amazing. I said amazing. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you just fine. You look fantastic.
Okay, I want to say something. I just wanted to give you guys first an ability to talk to each other, kind of get a good vibe, which I think we've gotten the lube on. And so now I'm going to come in and slide it in, okay? The reason why I asked this king to join us, queen, is not only do I find him like super duper attractive, and believe me, I mean, I might find a motherfucker attractive. However, we more interested in substance, right? Have nothing to do with finances, nothing to do with that shit. But like he said, at the core of a person, what is that person really? You know, to be able to even bring up a topic of discussion where one has to dive inside and kind of analyze, you kind of have to do that work outside of these online interwebs. And so I would say that Mr. King is somebody that does the work, and is somebody that I would totally trust in, and definitely in a business relationship. I'm not, let's put the private stuff to the side. But if I was to, let's say I was to go into a partnership with a group of people, he would definitely be one of them. And especially if it's something that I'm super passionate about. Does that make sense? And so I think that as we celebrate and we try to like work together more, and we're trying to celebrate men, and we're trying to distinguish, you know how there's like not any perfect spaghetti sauce, but there's perfect spaghetti sauces depending on your palate. So it's like, I think it's so important to have those conversations. Now, having experienced talking to some people where it's like, dang, I bet your real life just sucks. Like, I bet your real life you just nagging and complaining. Like, you ain't even I ain't even getting sex, and I ain't even acting like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I do find it rather comforting to know that somebody cares enough. So, and that's another aspect. In order to do something like this, you have to care, and you can't teach somebody to care. And so I just wanted to commend you, King, for coming out here. I know that you got a lot of shit to do. We do too. But I think that our whole purpose is just to have these conversations so that anyone could plug in, whether they're in Samoa, whether they're in Illinois, fucking, I don't know, they can be like, you know what that guy said, that really helped me, and that helped my family increase, you know, our cash flow this month. That person helped me, you know, be a little nicer to my wife. Now, Mr. King is married, queen, just like you. Y'all are some married motherfuckers. However, he has a dynamic of more of what I'm looking for. And I'm gonna let him talk about that himself. But yes, he's married, he's a father, and I'm gonna shut up now. Do you have any other questions? Because I have some.
Oh no! Because now I want to hear about the dynamic. You done sparked my attention. So yes, let's get this dynamic on record. Yes.
Shout out to his wife because she could get it.
Lord, you just trying to lick everybody. Chill out. I'm only playing.
Okay, so sorry, I'm enjoying that thought in my head for just a moment before I speak. All right. My dynamic is creating a community-based structure where it is a version of an extended family. I don't know if you'd call it polygamous or polyamorous. Well, more polygamous than polyamorous, because polyamorous is more fluid. But yeah, my house is going to be surrounded by people who all have the same mutual interest in goals in one another and supporting each other's lifestyles and habits. So there may be people on the property who are not on any way, shape, or form intimate with each other, but there are going to be people who are all divinely connected in terms of their goals. So there'd probably be someone on the property who specifically makes it their business to be a care provider for the elderly parts members of the families. Anyone who's infirmed or elderly or dealing with some sort of disability or challenge. There'll be a farm growing a lot of community food, and I constantly send her different types of video footage that highlights the kind of structure that I want to set up. There'll be a business on the property that covers the majority of what it costs to run the property. And, get back to community living, get back to farming. It might be 5 properties on the same set of acres. One side is cooking, growing the fruits and vegetables. Somebody else is growing the spices and taking care of the chicken coop or whatever the case may be. But getting back to that community living, getting back to not relying on the government for what you need, self-reliance,
Child, that sounds fucking awesome. But yes, in the same spirit of reality, I ask where I mean, of course we ain't asking address. We asking like in what state are we doing this, and what's the 5-year plan on this type of establishment?
I'm gonna buy the property within the next year and a half. So this is not 5 years. This is actively looking for properties. There are 4 or 5 people I have in mind who I'd like to have on that property, and everybody's looking at a location that they'd rather have it at. So there are people looking in Atlanta. Atlanta's on the board because my kids' grandparents are there. They're outside of Atlanta, but the point is Georgia, that space, right? So I'm in the Maryland, D.C. area. So, of course, I'm looking in the Maryland, D.C. area. I put in a serious bid on 100 acres a year and a half ago. And we weren't that far off, but we were too far off where if I had to pay what they wanted, then I wouldn't have the money to excavate and renovate the way I wanted to. And I wanted to put a lot of people in place at the same time. So I passed on it. And even if I don't find another 100, because 100 don't pop up very often, I can work with 20 or 40. I can work with 20 or 40 and then spend that money to get a couple of spots that got 20 or 40. So I'll do something in the Midwest. I'm open to places that have the right politics, the right marijuana laws, right? The right type of ethnic harmony. Because I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care what race you are, to be honest with you. I've met assholes of every race. So I don't have a bias based on race, right? I've met some wonderful people of every race as well. Wonderful people. So I want to live anywhere where the politics, the marijuana laws, and the racial harmony are ideal for family, because I've got a lot of kids. Open to dating somebody with kids or being with somebody who has kids. And who knows, if I don't make any more kids between now and 2025, I'll adopt.
Wow. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That sounds real, like, that sounds extremely nice. But at the same time, I'm also thinking that something like that, based on how America is. I mean, I ain't lived in every state. You know what I'm saying? I've lived on the West Coast for a bit. I definitely lived in the East Coast, and I know, anything West Coast or maybe down south probably might be. But then again, even West Coast is probably going to be trying to ask for some kind of level of taxes that you know what I mean. Government is still going to want to be trying to be all up in your situation. I feel, but so based
East
on
Coast
what you
is,
described,
East
huh?
Coast East Coast is friendlier in terms of the
And
law. Yeah.
okay,
So like I would do like I said, I would do the Maryland, DC area. Um, I might do some counties in North Carolina, but I don't think I would go much further south unless that person is originally from a small town in the area and speaks to their experiences in a way where I don't have those concerns, right? I wouldn't do Florida. Couldn't
right.
do, you know what I'm saying? Because Florida crazy with the politics. I can't do that.
Oh yeah,
I,
Florida is insane, and their monopoly on weed is just dumb as fuck. I can't. I don't know who the fuck they talking to, but my question was that because literally
no, I
their laws are fucking stupid. Like like you really think weed smokers is following your stupid ass? Man, fuck you. Anyhow, so my issue is this: would you consider doing something like this outside of the United States?
yeah, it's I already I already own property in South America. I'm from South America, from Guyana. So I already own property in Guyana, but I'm also looking at northern Brazil because they're building a bridge to connect southern Guyana to northern Brazil, right? So from the southernmost point of Guyana, it would be about a 7 to 8 hour drive, which ain't nothing, right? So I'm looking to get something closer to the southern end of Guyana. I own things in other portions of Guyana already. And so, yeah, no, looking there, I'm looking at East Africa, like somewhere like Rwanda. Looking at West Africa, somewhere like Senegal or Benin. Right? I couldn't do. I would have done Ghana, but I got to double check their laws on the LGBTQ community. So I just got to do my research. But other
Yeah,
outside,
How about Tanzania?
definitely. Yeah,
I
because
would
I
just,
definitely have heard that certain countries is outlaw straight up and down
mhm. They pushed
LGBTQ.
it more with men, like with male homosexuality than anything else. But yes, I still want to be aware of. I would do Tanzania. I think Tanzania is beautiful. My mother's been there. I haven't been. But my mother just loves to travel.
I heard it's beautiful as well. I
Oh,
have
okay,
some Samoan family that we lived out there for a little bit to experience
okay.
it, and the thought was just like I just kept thinking about my own homeland, Samoa, and just how it's not being utilized to its potential. And I just have these fantasies of like going back home. So it's like,
I'm
and this
down.
is the thing, we're all, all of our families at one point didn't live in the US and now we do. And so I think for my parents, like God bless them. And so they had this dream for us, and then I'm over here and we live in, we pretty much lived in the hood. We come out here to the US, everyone's working all the time, doing what they got to do, kids raising kids, you know what I'm saying? And I think people can just relate to some degree if you've ever like experienced any kind of struggle in the US. But then it's like, obviously there's other places in the world where that's not even a struggle. People are just dying. Kids are dying in the street. And so for me, being a Samoan queen and knowing my birthright it's like my heart and my passion has been there so much recently. And I think that's why I've been doing all these like spontaneous little trips. And it's just like, it's because I feel like it don't mean shit to build outside if I haven't like set up here. Because at the end of the day, even though I was raised in this bitch, I'm American, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to America, you know what I'm saying? There's good and bad everywhere. I'm not gonna diss America, but I know that I would feel like a peasant here while motherfuckers royalty on my homeland. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not keep that energy here? I walk through the streets like I own it, not because I think I'm better than anybody, but I know what I know about myself. And I think lately I've been attracting a lot of that energy. Queen, you're one of those queens where you know who you are and you're unapologetic. And that's why I love you so much, because you teach me so much about what I need to do for myself. So meeting people like King, for example, on some real shit, it was just like, damn, like, I love you, you know, you're amazing. And I feel very comfortable saying that, even on an agape tip, because we're here to love. We're here to do all that. Now, okay, I'm going to pinpoint that first, because I also have a story about that later, okay? So anywho, my question to you, Mr. King, is what would be your advice for a young man, a new father, who does not have economic, spiritual, or necessarily the mental support that you've acquired? Like, what would you say to somebody who's just had a baby that's trying to figure it out?
The first thing I would advise him to do is create an income source. I would specifically advise him to go buy a vending machine. All right. I'm gonna give this little tip away for free, but I could give more advice, you know, if this becomes a actual job. Get a vending machine. There are two places that you can always seem to be able to put a vending machine and make good money. You can go to the local EMT, right? Like if there's a non-hospital, like it's not the full hospital, but it's like a treatment center that's
like a clinic.
Urgency. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Like urgent care or clinic.
Urgent care facilities, correct.
Okay.
There, and volunteer fire departments.
Okay.
Because the reason why volunteer is not federally owned, they can make a decision on property about whether or not to allow it. You can go to the other fire departments, but it'll take longer because they got to go up the chain of command to get permission, right?
Sure.
So the other ones are locally run. They get to make the decision in-house. Whoever is the supervisor in that building is the person they got to get in touch with. So that's just a matter of days, probably. So create an income source that is directly linked to what you spend on that child. Like, don't use it for shit else. And at some point I can like teach you how to put that business in that child's name, put that child as an employee, and then you're paying your child, and the money you're paying your child goes to the things that you need in the house specifically for that child: the clothes, the food, the dental, the medical, like all that stuff. And then you turn around and you write that shit right back off on your taxes, and you get it majority back, 80-90% back. Like, the idea of having kids and the financial drain kids are supposed to be gets immediately erased. All of my kids have vending machines. The money I spend on them is the money they earned. I'm like, so it's like having them didn't change my finances. The properties that I already own pay for the house that we live in. So I just have to cover utilities and groceries. So yes, I'm paying an arm and a leg because I want to eat organic, you know, freshly farmed food and all that other kind of stuff. But it's what I would have spent on the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So I do pay my mortgage twice a month because I want to knock it down, and I only got 2 years left on it. So I advise people other ways, like with that extra money, you know, other ways of doing things. Like there is a list. I'm constantly sending her different business ideas about how to get $1. But they're like, the biggest thing is to create an income source. So so having your kids doesn't stress you out. You don't have to work so many jobs in order to cover so many costs. And then you have the time to be an active parent. Right? And if you're in a
Yeah,
relationship,
that is great advice. That is absolutely great advice. Thank you for sharing that with us, because I would have never thought of it. I'm like, wait a minute. Yo, right? Because literally, whatever. I mean, and you're not even whatever the vending machine is. It's like it could be soda, it could be candy, whatever, right?
it can be whatever you think applies in that area, and they're gonna bring in minimum 800 to 1,200 a piece, 800, 1,200 a month, easy. Like that's after you restock. You know what I'm saying? You looking at 400. So if you get to the point where you got like 4 of them joints, your kid is pulling in a couple of racks a month. Like you're not spending all of that on clothes. You're just not. You don't need to. You know what I'm saying? If you do, that's your business. It's your grown ass business, right? But 3,200 a month from 4 vending machines is on the shorter end of the scale, right? You're really looking at 1,200 a month times 4, 4,800. You literally should be able to cover everything your child needs and have money left over to take care of some things around the house or have money to put aside, right? Then when your kid turns 18, instead of kicking your kid out the house, you make your kid pay you like $500, $250, $500 a month to live at your house. And then when your kid is ready to move, you give that money right back.
Okay,
Beautiful.
definitely.
Your child, your child won't be back.
Definitely.
You know what? And so, I mean, I got to tell you something, because she knows my last relationship. So in this marriage that I was in, this is the thing that we was trying to do for all these 908 million kids we have. You know what I'm saying? That's a horrible number, sorry. But it's just like, I wanted to do that shit. And so it's like, when he's saying that, it's like, yes, 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 yes. You know what I mean? Because what I was missing, although I think I am a great mother, I was missing the time, the quality time with them, because I was out there hustling and trying to make money a type of way, where it's like we needed to focus inward. And that's why I hesitate on getting into any kind of relationships unless there's an actual, unless I just can't help it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to say thank you for those gems. I'm gonna dedicate that to my son. Son, I'm going to send this video to you, and I want you to listen to it, and I want you to know that I got your back, but I know that there's a better plan. And I'm just proud of the father that you are. So I just visited my children, and it was so incredible. Let's just say this, okay? I was there for just 24 hours, and I made it a point to stay up all those hours. You know what I mean? And there was just a reason why. What's that?
So I was just thinking to soak it all in, to just not miss a moment.
But it's like, even after they were asleep, I literally did something I've never ever done. I just like walked the streets. I was like, dude, this is crazy. I'm walking the streets. Now I'm going to, there's this place in Capitol Hill Park where we would all go to, take kids to, have, fights at, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, and I'm over there, and I'm sitting there with my other son who, isn't part of it. He's like my son's best friend, but he was keeping me company because he didn't want me to be, you know what I'm saying? And my children didn't even know what I was doing. They thought I had a date. I didn't have no date. I was chilling. So I'm like over there, looking, I'm sitting away, we're smoking on this blunt, and I'm just looking at this park, and it's like, I'm a different person, and I feel like a totally different person with a different perspective. And I'm just crying, like bawling, not like, no one, just tears, just streaming. And I just allowed myself to just feel what I was feeling and just feel the gratitude of just knowing that I have so much love around me and I'm not missing out on anything, right? So that's all the piece that I want.
Nah, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you shared that because definitely, because I could see it. You know what I mean. You were back in the area, but you have overcame certain things. So you know what I'm saying. So it's like sitting there, you realizing that I accomplished some shit, and I'm not ever going back to whatever made me sad in this area, in this space. Like nothing in that area or in that space could ever influence me or make me feel bad or nothing, because I overcame. I won, you lost, end the story. You feel me? I get it. You know what I mean? And you obviously needed that too. And yes, son, definitely, if you haven't, especially because you have a baby in 2024 where everything is expensive, and I keep saying that the supermarket is motherfucking Louis Vuitton, because bitch, every time I go in Louis Vuitton I get tight of how much money I'm spending in motherfucking Louis Vuitton. So it's just you know what I'm saying. So yes, you know what I mean, if you having a baby in this day and this time after COVID, you know what I mean, you definitely got to get your shit straight. You got to figure it out. You got to get your hustle on, get your hustle mentality on, and be on some there's no give up in me, because I'm not only am I responsible for myself, I'm also responsible for a child that I brought into the world, that I knew for 9 months was going to come into the world. Therefore, I should have been sitting around and preparing long fucking time ago. And so to wait till but at the same time, we all do that, because I myself, with my first one, you know what I mean, I didn't realize the responsibility of motherhood until my first daughter came out, and I was looking at her face like, wait a minute, I got to be responsible for you now. Hold on, I got to feed you and take care of you and make sure you right. Hold on. This is, you came out of me just now. Okay, wait a minute. So you know what I mean? I literally remember that shit. No, and I never forgot that shit. That I really never really mentally and spiritually took on the idea of motherhood until I looked at her face and was like, wait a minute. Okay, shit got to change. I gotta start being responsible. I gotta figure it out. I gotta get a job. I gotta make sure I have money. I gotta do this. I gotta make sure to take care of her. Make sure she grow up and shit. I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta get my shit together. Immediately that shit kicked in. So that's what I'm hoping for Sonny Boy. If anything, yeah, that your man looked at that baby face and said, "Hold on, ooh, wait a minute. I gotta actually do some shit and be a man about this. Wait a minute. Okay, wait." Yeah. I'm gonna figure this shit out. You know what I mean? It's exactly. You a different person because you got a different set of fucking situations in your life. A responsibility have, put a jacket on you, and you got to keep that jacket on. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that situation comes through. So when you do see this video, sir, I hope by then you could jump in the comments and say, no, I got it together. I'm already doing this and doing that. And thank you for the advice. Right. You motherfucking right. But no, back to our guest, though. But back to our guest, though. I want to talk about this community. You know what I mean? Because, okay, so what's the rules of the community? Like what do we picture are going to be the rules of the community? Are we just, we all in the community taking care of each other? Are we, are we charging people for wherever they sleep at? What is it like? Or I get to walk up, as a man, you get to walk up to somebody's wife and be like, hey, you know what? Tonight she got to hang out with me. No, I'm trying to figure out what it is. I'm trying to figure it out what it is.
All right, so I believe there are certain things in business that apply to in a successful business that apply to a successful life. I believe in the importance of roles. Roles don't mean that the person cannot do whatever task you're doing. It just means that they are not responsible for doing those tasks, right? So there are going to be some people on the property, like the groundskeeper. The groundskeeper is most likely going to be somebody who's been around for years, right? Their role is obviously a role that is an honored role, and they're probably going to be in the senior aspects of their life, you know? And, you know, obviously if there's somebody on the property that wants to be his or hers old lady, then that's that. It's not a polyamorous structure is a structure where everything's more fluid and folks can decide to be with each other. This is a situation where your bestie might live somewhere on the property. You know, your mother, my wife's grandmother might live on the property. Her sister might live on the property. You know, one of my lady friends who has an functionally autistic child might live on the property. You know, he may live in a tiny home, and the care provider is going to make sure that, you know, in general, that he's good, but he's functional, so he can make his own food. He's, you know, able. He just, you know, connects a little. Takes him a little different approach to connect with things. Feel me? So there's going to be room on the property for whoever matters to the people that live on it. That's the best way for me to describe that. I know I'm going to want somebody on there. If there are people on the property who are birthing age, I'm probably going to want somebody to take the time to learn how to do natural births. Right? It may not be a skill,
like midwives and shit, something like that.
Right. It may not be a skill set that comes in handy immediately, but if you don't have any other specific tasks on the property, improving yourself for the future is going to be one of your responsibilities.
Okay, I get it, because
that's amazing.
Right, I get it, because so that means that in truth and reality, everybody in the community has a task in order to make the community better. It's not just, you know, one person's responsibility to you know, dish out roles. It's everybody knows their job and is willing and you know, in all participation.
Right, they find an honor or a pleasure actually in doing it, right? Because there's going to be none of my kids will ever go to government schooling, right? So
oh, okay.
My 13-year-old is in college. Right?
Oh, whoa, word? Okay.
He's been in college since he was 12. So I'm going to hit the repeat button with my other kids, and I'm going to try to adopt that curriculum on a level where one of the buildings in my facility will be a homeschooling building where people outside of the community can send their kids. I'm also going to try to branch off from it and make it something that has virtual classes that people can sign up for. I've already begun researching how to adapt the curriculums based on the requirements of different states. All of this is going to be happening 2025. By 2025, I hope to have located the land and start building. And I'm just right now in the process of figuring who's going to be there. That's
nice.
Really.
So again, is there a cost to join this community, or?
I ideally want people to join the community that are in a position where they can offset some of the cost of building their homes. Right? If you're not in that position currently, then I would love to try to advise a person on how to get to that point. You know, I sent her something where it was
That's right, Professor.
I had sent her something where it's 4.8 acres in North Carolina for $35,000. I could show a person how to make $35,000 quick. You know, one of the I can't give away all the freebies, but one of the easiest ways if you it still takes a little bit of money, but you can buy homes that are in foreclosure. Some of these homes that are in foreclosure only owe like less than $3,000 in taxes. Because they can't come up with that 3,000, they're losing their whole home. You could buy that, you could get that home for that 3,000 and then sell it for 13,000, even though it's worth 200, 300, 400,000. If you bought a home and you told somebody that you would sell it to them for 13,000, even if they didn't have 13,000, they're gonna run around and try to find that motherfucker.
Okay.
So you sell 10 homes at 10,000 a piece, you done made $100K. Instead of trying to run around and find somebody and you're dealing with more no's than yeses because they really weren't trying to buy right now. They're not looking to latch into a $300,000 or $100,000 purchase. But 13,000, that price will make somebody do some shit they weren't considering doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They can get
Definitely
a whole property for the cost of a secondhand car. You know what I'm saying? They jump it. If they can do it, they're gonna do it. So yeah, there are points in my life where I was doing that 5 to 10 times a month.
Damn. Okay.
So there's like just different ways to get that bag. I just try to tell people to work smarter, not harder. People can get that money.
And I'm definitely. Like, that's very attractive. You know, that's not only attractive, but shit. Like, I feel like I just busted a nut real quick. I'm sorry. I'm the knucklehead out of the two of us. I usually flirt. I'm the one to flirt if anyone's gonna flirt. But see, that's that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, because I tend to think along those lines anyway, I think that it just makes so much sense that your circle, the people that you surround yourself with, are on that wavelength. So kudos to you, Mr. Kingtalk. You the shit, yo. All right. So I want to ask something privately, or I want to share something privately. Let's just say that, okay? So I have a very twisted sexual appetite, okay? And every time I presented this, certain things that I'm trying to have done to me or I want to do, I get a lot of like, B, yo, hey, someone even said, they was like, you need therapy for real. And I was like, everyone needs therapy for real. And you're just, I always felt like, dang, like, I've even said some things to you, Queen, and you was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. I'm not mad at y'all. But I'm telling you, I told Mr. King some private things about what I want to do. And let's just say, oh Lord, I'm going to have to talk about that on another podcast.
I'm just saying, because you already brought it up. You're talking about another podcast. What the fuck are we doing here? Bring in the shit. You know what I'm saying?
On another episode. I mean, I shouldn't have said podcast.
Okay. But clearly based on, him presenting, polyamorous and things of that nature, I'm sure that whatever idea you slipped into his ear was definitely something that he would be interested in at least following through at least once or twice. I ain't judging or talking nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? But that's for the OnlyFans.
Okay. I'm gonna share something else.
That on YouTube, because YouTube will take us the fuck out. Okay, that is for the OnlyFans. Okay, something like that.
Okay, we could do an OnlyFans situation. Sure, let's make
allow that kind of foolishness. No, we have to take that to OnlyFans.
Yeah, we could do that. The head of marketing department. We sure can. Mr. King, were you gonna say something? Because I was gonna say something else.
Of course, she waiting. She waiting for you to say something.
You go ahead. Remember, the safe word is pineapple. But go ahead.
The safe word is apple. Yes, I don't have with pineapples. I never even liked pineapples. So this conversation, this part of the conversation don't have nothing to do with me. No, because I have a husband that does not do the no, he's even told her one time, like, no, that's my queen. I don't know why you keep saying your queen. That's my queen. I need to remember that. No. My own husband done told her that. So really,
I'm a lie.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I be having somebody jumping ship, you know what I'm saying? Jumping on the other side sometimes, you know what I'm saying? They even surprise themselves. But so I have been in this like funk of making music in a way. And let's just say I wrote this piece about Mr. King inspired, and I'm gonna bring that in on the 12th. And so it's a very special song. I can't wait to perform it. Let's just say that. So yeah,
you're gonna make the man wait to watch her live at our show.
I heard it already. Okay, I sent the lyrics. He knows what it is, but it's created this whole thing where it was this thought, it was this poem, and then it has created this whole new style of music that that I've been trying to hone in on. And then as an artist, sometimes you could be really, you're trying to develop your sound and whatnot. You want to do certain things. And so I think that really like helped with like the floodgates. But besides other floodgates, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure. This is why this podcast is amazing.
I'm sure.
Between you and the shit that you say and the shit that I say and then the shit that the guests add, this podcast will live forever, my queen.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. You know what I mean? Now, my question to you is, Mr. King Talk. Now, based on your connection with Miss Ruby here, where exactly would she fit into your community? Because I would need to know, like, what kind of responsibilities would you put on her head, just based on what you know about her? I'm just saying, I just want to hear a little something, just a little something.
She would be the community mischief maker.
Oh God. And you see how he called you out? You see how that's how I know him know you. That's how I know him know you.
No, I think one of the other things that she would do, she'd be one of the people that was in charge of making sure that some of the seniors and the kids were okay. Like one of the moms that took the kids out to the park, one of the moms that made sure that the smoothies, when they were ready, were that the elders received it, smoothies and stuff like that. I think my wife would make the smoothies.
Okay. So wife is the cook. She's the cook in the house. I like that. All right. So we got one. We just gonna do all the cooking.
Well, to be honest with you, in my house, I love cooking. My oldest, he loves cooking. So it's really at least 3 people who like to cook. So no one ever feels burdened with cooking.
That's what's up, child. That right there is what's up. Because, child, I'm telling you right now, I'll be looking at the kitchen like, why? Like, you really need me to go in there? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love cooking too. It's actually really therapeutic. If you like it, you like it. Or if you love it, you love it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the obligation of necessarily to do anything. So whether it's that or not, you know what I mean? But hey, okay. So, I think the reason why I know that I should nurture and I should spread love is because I've tried not to. I've literally tried not to. When I moved out here to Portland, I was like, you know what? Fuck humans. I got kids to raise. I'm pregnant. I'm single. I was such a different person because I was like still blaming motherfuckers for my shit. And so once I stopped blaming people, I felt like so much happier for real. Because it's like, well, what do you want then? And so I've been able to accomplish every single thing that I want.
I think
Let's just say this. I'm gonna share something real quick. When I went to Seattle, I haven't talked to my oldest daughter, who's probably she's about to be 20 or so, but she's growing in and blossoming into an amazing woman. She's the only one that I don't talk to. And it's only because I think she's on her own journey in a way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, and it's okay. And I've had to come to terms with, really, you're still a good mom and all that shit. You don't have to feel the guilt. But anywho, she happened to call my son while we were sitting there, and I was able to talk to her briefly. And it wasn't nothing other than, I just want you to know I love you. And that's it. We don't even need to, because she's still my daughter's very set in her ways. She, you know, and I could tell in her eyes that she don't hate me. And for me, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? And she looks healthy. So I feel good in that. I just wanted to share that. You know, it's really relevant to the topic matter. Mr. King, do you also have aspirations with regards to marijuana? Because I do know that you partake in.
Okay. Re-ask the question. Let me see if I understand.
If you have aspirations to get in the cannabis industry.
If it can happen, I would definitely be all for it. I will say that. I do enjoy a holistic lifestyle. So if I can get into that industry, I'm all for it. I would get into that industry. I would even get into the hair industry, like supplying natural hair, but as well as processed hair. So like there are a couple businesses I would definitely get into. Again, that's all in that long list. I got a list of at least between 12 and 24 businesses that are always successful. I know I want to open up a energy, like a refueling station, but I intend to own trucks. So maybe your son starts off being one of the truckers, and you start off being one of the dispatchers in that region. There's always a way to get it back.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree with you more. It's and it's just good. And Kaya and I have business aspirations. I mean, our main baby is, you know, motherhood, sex, marijuana, but we have talked about expanding our line, introducing sex toys at some point. I know that's more like my end. And then I also want to do like a masturbate-a-thon. The masturbate-a-thon is under the premise of the destigmatization. I just love
I mean,
her response.
that we ain't gonna get motherfuckers to want to masturbate in front of cameras, because they gonna be like, hold on, what kind of wait a minute, how much money we paying you to video us masturbating? No, child. Tell her that.
It's not even that.
No.
I got you. I'm gonna give you the what's that? No, I'm just
she like, girl, that idea don't even sound right. Exactly.
No, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so first of all, it's going to be attached to a let's say that the funds go to help sex survivors, right? And so let's say as a participant, I enroll in this and I say within these 3 hours, I'm going to have 30 orgasms. And I get sponsors to sponsor it. Hey, you know, whatever a signature, however, per orgasm, $2 per orgasm, like whatever you want to sponsor, going to this event, it will not be, the only thing that's going to be the footage wise will be pre and post, right? What do you think? Are you scared? Are you nervous type shit? What's that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it'd be more interesting if you make it so that the person, instead of doing pre and post, you have a link to, you have 2 different cameras streaming the same thing. One camera just on your facial expressions, and that's all the person gets for the money they spent. And then the other camera, if the person wants to see the OnlyFans version of what's going on at the other end of the camera. The facial expression.
I like that. So yeah, so there's ways to make money in that. It's just It's just, you know, we'll figure out the logistics. But the whole premise is you're attaching it to the cause. People do not have enough orgasms, and we need content, baby. Hey,
Now,
and motherfuckers sometimes can't.
I will say this. In order for me to really imagine how that would work, I would probably have to see. So, you know, if you want to do a test run and have me observe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a test run. No, we can, you know, set up, y'all can set up some kind of link between the two of you.
Right.
Because again, I got nothing to do with this. No, I want it on record that I say I don't have nothing to do with this. No, sir.
Although
no,
you're,
sir.
I want to go on record saying that I was speaking specifically to Ruby. All right, just want to make sure it's got
Definitely. You've definitely pitched that idea for Ruby to take you up on that. Indeed.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
You know, strictly for
need a shower after this.
research purposes.
What's that?
Strictly for research purposes. I'm looking
Absolutely.
Of course, we're doing a scientific
happy
here, and you know, and and you are willing to volunteer your time, your viewing time. You definitely, you know, you would write down that appointment with pen, not even pencil where it can get erased.
Yeah,
no pen. Feel me? And,
you know,
and Ruby is just, you know, that's the, you know, she's helping. She's helping, so she want, you know what I'm saying? So it worked for everybody, and again, it's on the record. No, sir. Let y'all figure it out, and you know what I mean. And I guess
don't
you know,
worry, Mr. The Kai's man. He's an innocent bystander. You know me. You know me, bro. So I'm gonna say, like, I feel like I need, you know. You ever feel like you need a diaper because you that juicy down there? Because motherfuckers just hella doing it. Like, I just feel like I need a dude. I'm tamed.
Juiciness is never on the subject.
Boy.
But I hear you. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, you know, your wife is take on this is obviously, you know, I'm sure that you've discussed it with her, and
she's very open with her, as he should be, which is very attractive.
Is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah. In the scenario that we just described, we'll use hypothetically to protect the innocent. But in the scenario that you described, I would probably have her sitting here watching whatever my reaction was.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. And of course, Ruby would love to perform for her as well. I'm assuming you've seen what she looked like.
Oh my goodness. Oh, she's gorgeous. Here's the thing. I don't need to necessarily know someone on the daily or like on that level to know what they're about. You kind of know what somebody's about through just picking up on hints. And then obviously, when somebody's very, very honest and forthright with their partner, I think that's amazing. You know, there's too many fights when people try to hide shit that's natural. That's one thing about, you know, me having to admit, I had to admit that I was polyamorous at one point because I was so tired of being like a cheater. I felt like I was caught, I was labeled as like, nah, I just didn't tell you about certain things, you know what I'm saying? But what I do with myself is what I do. Now, I do believe that I've never really been in love for real. I've noticed that. I've never been completely like it, and so I can't even really blame anybody, you know what I'm saying? But I think it takes one to be truly in love with themselves first to see what that might look like. So when I see his dynamic in a sense with his wife, I'm like, I need something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that, and I would love for to serve different women to my man that I enjoy. Maybe we can have a little fun. Maybe we can explore ideas, play Twister, and then you know, I don't know, maybe it's a business meeting turned. I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm definitely down for Twister.
I
I
know.
mean,
I
of course,
know.
of course, of
Yeah.
course. And honestly, you know what I mean. One of the things we've definitely discussed when we have discussed, polyamorous relationships and and being honest, because I remember even watching like a while ago. I remember watching like a reality show where it was this dude and this chick, and they decided that they were gonna be in a relationship together, but at the same time they wanted to pick somebody that they both could have sex with. You know what I mean? And at this, and the whole premise of the show was them finding a person to connect with, and at the end of the day, they what I mean, they when they were having conversations on the person that they want to be with or whoever, what I mean, that everybody was honest. And I remember bringing that up in prior recordings that we've done, that that's how it needs to be. Like, real talk, if you willing to be in a relationship where you're not, what I mean, like you're not going to be entertaining no outside activity without your partner knowing and willingly, you willing to share exactly how you feel about what's going on and telling them exactly what you want to do, and that person in turn accept what you're saying and accept that you're going to do that, you know what I mean. And if they in turn want to do whatever they want to do, it's all good between both of y'all, because y'all had the conversation. Everybody, done been I'm assuming, everybody done been to the clinic to make sure everybody good health wise, and therefore you can entertain a relationship where things are happening, and nobody is sitting around jealous or feeling some type of way. We all, what I'm saying, y'all all grown people and co-signing, a type of relationship that everybody's involved. Therefore, you ain't mad at who, if you ain't mad at nothing. You cool, because you know
There's an
what it is.
understanding.
You signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
That's right. I love that.
Yeah.
I think in terms of any other questions, we covered all the subject matters. Are there any questions that you have for us before we let you go?
Questions that I have? No. No. I think for me, I do want to really stress the guys. Like, one of the things that I'm finding, to piggyback on where we were initially, one of the other things I commonly hear about from guys is that nowadays catering to women is getting called pandering. And I want to remind them of what pandering used to be. I get it may have a different definition now. Pandering used to be, for example, if I've never gone out and treated myself to a meal that cost a few $100s, but all of a sudden I'm going out and doing that because I'm in the presence of a young woman that I want to impress, that's the pandering energy. When you're stepping outside of who you are to present the kind of person that you think will attract that person, that's pandering, right? But if you are genuinely who you are, if you go and you treat yourself to that tomahawk steak every once in a while, and we know a good tomahawk steak can be 100+, right? Just for the fucking steak. Then it's not pandering. You should feel comfortable catering to the right woman, right? Or women, depending on what your lifestyle choices are. Anybody that's worth your time should be worth some level of catering to. So pick accordingly.
Yo, that's a word.
Thank
That's a
you.
word right there. Definitely. Thank you for that. Because real talk, I mean, my feeling on that is this. In a relationship, if you and that person care about each other, you're not worried about who's spending what. You know what I'm saying? You're not worried about who getting better gifts from who. You're not, you know what I mean? Because you in a relationship with a person and you know their situation. You know what I mean? And especially if it's a long term relationship, let's say it's a marriage, especially if it's a marriage, y'all know each other's financials struggles and ups and downs, I should say. You know what I mean? Y'all know each other, so nowhere in the world should you just be expecting him to take you to a restaurant where we gonna walk out and spend $200. Because like for instance, like on my husband's birthday, like I was like, he was just like, yo, I know we don't got it, you know what I mean, so we don't need to go out nowhere. But I was like, nah, fuck that, we gonna go out, we gonna celebrate your birthday, I don't give a fuck. And yes, the restaurant we went to, shit, the fucking bill was $250. But the point is, I said, yeah, but I said, now fuck that, because at the end of the day,
right.
you know what I'm saying, we here to celebrate your birthday, and at the end of the day, it was one life to live in, and we can't take it with us. So what the fuck? Why not? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But he would have been, but it's not like he required that. He would have been fine. We would have just went to a regular, you know what I mean? Well, but then again, his bougie ass, he wouldn't have went to Applebee's or some shit like that. He would have probably, asked for something else, Cheesecake House, some shit like that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go to the oxtail spot. So yeah,
you know what I mean? Some shit like that. You know what I mean? Some shit like that. But at the end of the day, the restaurant we went to, we've been there before, and they got this special drink that come with smoke come out of it and whatnot. So because I knew he liked that, I was like, nah, I'm gonna go there and I don't give a fuck. And I know the bill can be ridiculous, but I'm gonna just slide my card and not look and just look away. You feel me? So you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And it's not nobody tricking on nobody. It's not that when he get paid and give me money, that's not nobody tricking. That's him taking care of his family. And that's what a motherfucker need. Like a lot of people need to remember that, you know what I mean. When a man come and he's spending some money on you, you should, you know what I mean. You should be grateful and not be trying to, expect.
Don't act entitled, right?
You know what I'm saying? Don't expect this man to take you to some fucking $100-$200 place, like for real. Like if he take you to a place that at least you ate, the fuck. At least you fucking ate. And me personally, I remember when they made that list of the restaurants that a man can't take you on the first date. 90% of them restaurants, I was like, I fuck with all of them niggas. What are you talking about? Stop playing with me. I fuck with all of them. Take me there, because I don't got time, and I won't even order off the menu because I know what the fuck I want. I mean, please, you know what I mean? And it's no fucking issue. It's never been an issue, you know what I mean, for somebody to take me somewhere and spend a whole bunch of money, especially if I know as your partner that we really don't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I mean? So that's what people need to fucking realize. Like, prices is high every fucking where, and don't expect that man to spend money that he ain't got. Like the song go, like, don't make the man broke. You know what I'm saying? You want to come live a restaurant and come done man bank book. What the fuck? Don't do that. Don't do that. Word. You know what I'm saying? Remember you got the
how do you think your relationship with your own mother has helped you to understand your own children and your
I think I watched, so I know that I was not I know that I've always been an outlier. And I think the way that my parents handled having an outlier for a child helped me tune in on how to be a better version of a parent for the outlier of a child that my firstborn is, right? Because I was definitely raised in a Caribbean atmosphere where asking questions was considered rude. I fucking couldn't stand it, so I did the opposite. My kid is very comfortable asking me questions. I'm very comfortable admitting when I'm wrong. Most Caribbean parents ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna say, "Go in the other room and blah blah blah," right? They just dismiss you, right? So a lot of the lessons that I learned came from the blessings of experiences that I, at the time, would rather not had. And here we are. I always had to be a protector to my mom. Without any details, that should be self-explanatory. And so that ingrained in me like I teach my son, you got to sometimes be a lion to protect the lamb in you, right? So there's nothing wrong with being soft, but you got to have that tough side, that wolf, that lion. You know what I'm saying? That's going to make sure the soft part of you stays safe, stays pure, stays untouched, stays whatever word that you want to, So
there's a balance. There's a balance.
So I know my son is a lamb. So his ass is taking Taekwondo. He gonna learn to be all right. Like he gonna learn a little whoop ass technique. I work on him with boxing, but the Taekwondo, and then I'm gonna have him do jiu-jitsu because that uses people's own force against them, right? So I'm still gonna appeal to the thinker in him, but I'm gonna make sure his ass is okay because I won't be here forever. I'll be here for a while, God intending, God willing. I take care of myself, right? So I don't look like I'm about to see.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. You know how black don't never crack. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. But definitely, drop where people can find you on social media. You know what I'm saying, and listen to where people can find you on social media and listen to your podcast or your episodes.
You can find me at Mr. Kingtalk TV, spelled just like the way it is here, and on Instagram. And yeah, if you wind up knowing me better, then you'll get the private pages. But the Mr. Kingtalk TV is a public page. So you can feel free to come there with the topics. Don't typically cross past NC-17, but you might get there. Now rare.
Right. Right, we all, trust me, as a weed podcast, we all know about community guidelines. We've heard it before plenty of times. Community guidelines, yes.
Yes.
Fuck your community guidelines, yo. Sorry
I
about that.
mean, it is what it is, but you know how this shit, even on YouTube, they're bitch asses with their community guidelines, you know what I'm saying? So we staying here and trying to, ride the boat until, until we get bigger, and then we don't need
until someone cares enough to pay for the Patreon and OnlyFans subscription, where we gonna tell the real. We might show the real a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now. Only you would be on the OnlyFans shop because I told you my husband.
No, we can both benefit. You could just read your erotic novels. Right,
girl,
and you could just be maybe the lighter dim. You got a little modest.
She don't listen.
No, she
don't like to listen.
We got little candles.
That's not.
Ain't nobody gonna touch that. He still got his pussy. Ain't no one gonna touch that pussy, girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now.
If
my name have anything to do with OnlyFans, it done. No, it done, you know what I mean? I said, and true, I not sacrificing.
You can be the executive producer.
OnlyFans.
Fine. You can executive produce it. You know?
OnlyFans. I don't want to sacrifice my. That would be all you, girl.
We'll see what's going on. And my partner or partners that will be involved in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Whether they show a part of themselves
and them people
the whole shebang.
And on that note,
yes, queen.
On that note, Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the
motherfucking building with Mr. Kingtalk TV, Mr. Kingtalk TV.
Yes, it was all right, y'all.
Good night.